been 1 year since the park fire started in Chico's Upper Bidwell Park, eventually growing to be the fourth largest wildfire in the state. The Northstate's News' Hannah Gutierrez spoke with CAL FIRE Butte unit firefighters, and she's in Bidwell Park tonight where it all started. Hannah.
Thank you, Mike. Yeah, officials described the conditions they battled that day, from the terrain to dry fuels, that kicked off the rapid growing park fire.
I don't think anyone could have predicted that it would be the fourth largest wildland fire in the history of California that day.
The largest state fire of the 2024 fire season, ultimately the fourth largest in state history, ignited in Chico's Upper Bidwell Park 1 year ago. CAL FIRE officials were counting the day they received the call that kicked off the 64-day firefight across Butte and Tehama counties.
From when the first dispatch came through to us and getting there, it's one of those fires you can just kind of tell that it wasn't going to stay necessarily small and under the 10 acres or so that we try to keep them to.
I was optimistic we were going to catch it at the upper trail, which is the ridge top at Bidwell Park. When I got there, I noticed that the fire was already well established on the ridge top and moving in a northerly direction. I knew this was going to be at least an extended attack incident and perhaps major.
Investigators traced the ignition of the fire to Ronnie Dean Stout II, who they allege pushed a burning vehicle down an embankment at the park and blended in with the fleeing crowds as the fire exploded. It was a red flag day. Officials estimate in the first 12 hours, the fire grew an average of 5,000 acres an hour. Assistance arrived from across the Northstate and beyond, battling conditions like terrain and limited road access.
It's not like a regular grass fire that you could just mobile attack it and drive along the edge of the fire. So there was too many aspects of the terrain and everything that you weren't able to basically drive on, and so it made it difficult to get resources into place and actually get work done on that.
Even when we did receive those resources from out of the area, out of county, it still sometimes was an hour and a half, 2-hour drive from their briefing area to the edge of the fire. So there was a large travel times to get to portions of the fire.
The fire was fully contained just shy of 430,000 acres, resulting in the destruction of over 700 structures.
Most people would have never guessed that a fire in the city of Chico that started in Bidwell Park would grow the way it did. There was people along both sides of Cohasset Road and East Avenue, watching the fire, watching the column grow, watching the aircraft fly. And as I drove by them, I could see, a little bit of like terror, panic in their eyes. Hey, I never thought this would happen to us, but it can, and it did.
Yeah, so Stout's trial is scheduled to begin in November. Now, he claims the fire was an accident, but if convicted, faces 25 years to life in prison. For now, reporting live in Chico, Hannah Gutierrez, Northstate's News.